day? When did that happen?
My name is Ali and this is Vladimir, and welcome to Vladimir's 2-month update. He is 2 months old. Well, this is about a week late, just like the last one, and because that's just how we roll. I think the thing is that the way his doctor's appointments land, he's always already a week into the next month, if that makes sense. So whatever. But he is 2 months old and growing like a weed. He had his doctor's appointment yesterday where he was supposed to get some shots, his first set of vaccines. Me and his daddy, we are totally for vaccines. We just wanted to delay them a little bit. I couldn't imagine him having vaccines at such a young age. So we delayed them until 2 months, and he was supposed to get his first round of shots yesterday. But he's been kind of sick as of lately. He didn't have a fever, and he's acquired a cough now, but he's on a nebulizer, and he has to get little nebulizer like air treatments every 4 hours to just help with this like wheezing that he has. So aside from that, he's good. His little like sickness originated with him being just really drooly and very mucusy, but he doesn't have a fever. He's eating well. He's messing as many diapers as he normally does. So in that aspect, everything is good. So he didn't get his shots yesterday, like I said, because his pediatrician wants his little wheezing to be completely done with. She said that by this time next week, she is like 100% sure that he should be fine. So we're just going to keep at it, and then next week he will be getting the shots. He did, however, get weighed and measured, and he weighs 15.7 pounds, and he is 25 inches long. So he's a pretty big boy. He is still in 3 to 6 months clothing. Last month he was wearing those as well, and he's still in that bracket of clothing measurement, which I'm very happy for because, like I said, he's growing like a weed. He's been up to a lot of things. As of lately, he is so much more active, much more alert and awake, as you guys can see in his last video. I think he was maybe falling asleep, or if he was asleep, but he has been so active. He actually stays awake for periods of like 2 hours, and not even before he would, but it was more so like because he couldn't get comfortable, and they weren't like the time he was awake, it was almost like he'd rather be asleep. And now we've come to find out that he's enjoying being awake. He does get bored rather fast, so he might get bored right now, and he's also probably hungry, so if he starts to whine, that's what's going on there. But yeah, he loves toys. He loves things that make noise and sound. The TV will, from occasion, time to time, get his attention, but it honestly depends on what is happening on the TV, because for the most part, I have it on almost all the time for background noise when I'm cleaning, or when he's taking a nap, or just, like I said, for background noise. And it won't always catch his attention. One thing that it's funny that actually has caught his attention, and I'm kind of curious to see if it does again, is Monday Night Raw, which is wrestling. It's WWE. And he was so like just captivated and mesmerized by it. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he liked the noise, he liked the sounds, he liked the colors, and I think he sat there and honestly watched for about 15 minutes, like straight, like without moving his head, just was contently watching it, which was fine by me because at the time I was trying to eat breakfast and he was not happy. So when his attention was focused on that, it gave me 15 minutes to just eat breakfast and, try to become a person again and like nourish myself so I can continue nourishing him. So he watched it and he liked it, and then after the 15 minutes were up, he was over. He was done with it. So I'm curious to see if maybe it was just a one-time thing or if he really does like it. So who knows? But like I said, he's also a very talkative little boy. He likes to talk and smile. He's such a happy just baby in general. When he does wake though, I've noticed that he'll be in this mid, like still asleep, semi-awake stage. So when he wakes up, he'll cry and cry and cry, and he's just screaming because, like I said, he's like caught in limbo in between both worlds. And it's not until he actually opens his eyes and you talk to him that he's smiley and happy. So he's He's a very sweet little boy. I am still trying to sign with him, which is fun. As of right now, I only have one sign that I'm really like trying to push towards him, and that's eat, and it's like that. So I will sign eat, and as you guys know, babies have still do certain signals to you when they're starting to get hungry. One of them is sticking out their tongue and going like that. So the way I've been trying to incorporate the sign for eat to him, to maybe so it can like resonate in his mind, is that when he's doing that, I'll come up really close to him, look him in his eyes and go, eat, eat, do you want to eat? And then he'll stick out his tongue and then he'll smile and I'm like, yes, you want to eat? And you know, we'll do it again and then I'll give it to him. I think he's done it a few times, but I'm sure it's just because he's coming more mobile. His arms can move up to his face, and I'm sure that's what it is. But hey, whatever, I'll take it. He wants to eat, so that's pretty cool. And he's just been, like I said, very talkative. Sleeping, I am so sad. Right after I had filmed his last month update, I was thinking that night while I was feeding him how sad it would be when he would like transfer over to his room and he wouldn't be in my room anymore, because when would I get to cuddle with him? Because apparently in my mind him moving into his own room means I'll never see him again. I don't know, but whatever. So I was really sad. I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for him to move over there. And then in my mind I was like, he's still waking up twice, maybe even 3 times a night to get fed and changed. I won't move him in there until he can sleep most of the night. Well, of course, the following night, that is exactly what he did. He did not wake up. No, I lied. He woke up once, and it was just to be fed real quick, and then fell right back to sleep. So I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, there's no way that that's going to be normal. I'm like, he's still so small. There's no way that he will be sleeping throughout the entire night. Well, it is, because that's his normal now. He only wakes up maybe once. And even then, it's literally like he's just kind of rustling in his sleep, and then like goes right back to sleep. So I'm like, no. I'm like, I feel like he wants to be put in his crib, but he doesn't know what he wants, you guys. So he's a very good sleeper. Last night, not so much though. He woke up 3 times, and that's why we're a little bit tired, and someone might be a little bit crabby. No, of course not. You're never crabby. So, but for the most part, he sleeps through the entire night. Another thing that has helped us a lot with getting him to sleep, because like I said, normally the times he would wake up were to eat, which you can't really help because he's hungry. But the other thing that would wake him up is because he was wet. Well, we're doing cloth diapers. We're doing Best Bottom cloth diapers. And they actually sell an insert, which is an overnight. And it's this really thick insert. So it looks really big on his tiny little body. Well, not even that tiny. But it makes his body look very tiny because the insert is very thick and very big. But we've been putting those on him, and they work wonderfully. He loves it. We did come across it yesterday that he did end up wetting his diaper substantially more than what he normally does on a normal night. So I did have to change him last night or this morning, which was fine. And he was just I don't know, he was just moving around. I feel like he couldn't get comfortable. At one point, I actually even had to move him into my bed to see if that helped, and it didn't, because neither of us got sleep. So that's about it though. He doesn't like tummy time. Another thing that I failed to mention is that his doctor says that he has a preference for turning his head to the right. So he'll turn his head this way. And he's done it several times at his doctor's appointments, and really tend to have a preference, but to try to really implicate him looking that way so we can start working out these muscles. Because what will end up happening if he continues to look this way and he continues to sleep that way and preference that way, the muscles will actually get really tight in his neck to the point where that's the only way he'll be able to look. So that was a little scary. So we're all like, look to the left, look to the left. Don't listen to that Beyonce song, like to the left. Oh, is it? Yeah, to the left, to the left. Yeah, never mind. Listen to the Beyonce song. So we got to get him to sleep on his left side of his face, to look on his left side of his face. And it's not that it's hard, because he's a really, you do whatever. You can put him right there and he stays right there. But it's just one of those kind of things. It's a little, not scary, but it's a little concerning as, being a new mom and a new dad, new parents. It's a little, you don't want your kid's neck to be all messed up. So that is fun. He likes car rides so much more. So much more. I think it's because he's heavier and he's more coherent and more aware of his surroundings, that he realizes what's going on. I think he's like, oh, I'm being placed in this thing that moves and will be on the move for a while, and then they'll take me out. And then prior to, I think, him being 2 months, I think it was just like, it was such a strange concept. I don't know, I don't even think he could grasp his mind around it. Either he's become accustomed to it or he's liking it. Regardless of which one it is, or if it's both, I don't care, because he doesn't cry as much as he used to. Another thing that I think helps a lot is that he is getting so much better at becoming an efficient eater. He will, he'll sit there and eat as much as he wants, and he's a really quick eater about it too. He likes being latched on for like ever. He would sleep with my nipple in his mouth if he could, and sometimes he does when we're just like hanging out on the couch. But he's really efficient in eating. He doesn't dilly-daddle anymore, which he used to when he was younger. And I think another thing is that he was just so small, like, whatever. But now, I'll feed him right before we go into the car, and he's fine. So I'm super happy about that. Saying hi? Like I said, he loves to talk. He loves to smile. He likes the car a little bit more. He likes toys that make sounds. Me and Ray are very adamant on not getting him toys that are too overstimulating, things that light up and have music and have sounds. He does have a tummy time and like playtime gym that does have a piano at the foot of his feet and that he can press to make noises and like little songs, but that's about it. I didn't want to overstimulate him with lights and sounds, just didn't want to. Another thing that we are trying to stay away from is electronic toys, just like, and I know I suppose it's not going to be hard because I have to just implicate it within my own life. I don't like necessarily seeing young children being hooked onto tablets. I don't necessarily like seeing adults hooked on tablets and phones. You don't know how annoying it is when I go out to lunch or dinner or hang out with friends and everybody is on their phone. I'm like, my dude, you came to hang out with me. Why are you on Facebook? So, I don't want that for my own child. And we've heard the argument that he won't know how to use technology and blah, 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 which I totally I think it's a ridiculous statement, because I am 26 and you can say that I wasn't really raised with technology. I think it was in elementary school and middle school when like all the technology things started coming out, and when people tell me that if I don't give him like a tablet right away or show him how to use the computer right away, that he'll just be so far back and all of his peers are going to be, so much more inept in using electronics. I'm like, that's not necessarily true, because if using that, like if I'm supposed to give it to him younger than older because he won't get it, like then me, his dad, and a whole generation of people my age should not know how to use a computer, or should not know how to use a tablet, or you know what I mean, like, or even so, like my parents, like they weren't children when these things came out, but my dad sure does know how to use his iPhone. Like, he will learn, and I am sure once the time comes, which will probably be sooner than later, he will be hooked on it like everybody else. But I just really want to give him, what I would say just a childhood of playing around outside and playing with toys and make-believing, and whatever. And that's not to knock technology and not to knock parents who do buy their children things like that. It's just for my child and my family, that is what I want. So this is Vladimir, and he's signing off. He wants to say goodbye to everybody. Tell them to see you guys in a month. Oh, baby. Oh, another thing is that he's wearing his amber teething necklace now. So, because teething is going to be right around the corner. So this was Ali and Vladimir, and we hope to see you next month. If you guys do not know yet, we do daily vlogs here on Reality, but if you're not interested in that, then we will just see you next month for his 3-month update. We will see you guys later. Bye.